So you have a change of heart, wanna make a brand new start. You've been living on the edge with forever as a pledge. No more giving it up, turning me loose, setting us free. Baby, keeping it real, cause we got what takes for sure. There's no turning back anymore. Can you see it's all a game? Life goes on all the same. If at first you don't succeed, all you've got is all you need. If you believe, then stake your claim.
Hello, Rise and Thrivers. Guess what? It is a brand new month, and it is the first Monday of 5 Mondays in this December of 2025. So, welcome to Rise and Thrive Together for December. Before we begin, we're going to do what we do. We're going to let you know about Rise and Thrive Together, which is a vibrant community committed to educate and empower and equip you to get the results that you want through real talk and taking real actions. So we're going to just dive right in. Welcome, sis. Hello. Nice to see you.
Hey, how are you? How was Thanksgiving? Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. It was really lovely. You know how I'm big about chosen families. So you got the family and then the people in the community that have become friends that become our chosen family. So I think this is our 4th or 5th year in a row at my girlfriend's house, and my in-laws and Josh and Lexi, and we all bring sides and desserts, and she makes the big turkey and ham, and then she has all of her chosen family in her county. So there's about 20 of us. So it was really lovely. How about you?
Nice. It was really good. We had dinner by my family in Delaware. Really great time.
Nice.
Some folks kind of dug into me about something I mentioned I want to do, and they're like, "So what's stopping you?" And I fell back to, "Well, you don't know all the stuff that I have going on." They're like, "So?"
Love
They're
it.
like, "You make time for it. Like, do you have this, this, and this?" And I'm like, "Well, I've got this and this, but not the third this." And so they really lit a fire under
Nice.
me and a sense of urgency and focus. So
Nice.
it's incredible. It's an incredible feeling and way to wrap up 2025, right? On fire.
I love it. It goes perfect into the topic we will let everybody know about. I put it as episode 136. This is piecing together your year, our year of transformation. So I just did it, short. So your year of transformation. And I really just got very present as you were sharing, like you got to your family's house. They're a community of yours that listens to you and hold you accountable for the things that you say that you want. So they were like, "Hey, what's going on?" And you were like, and like we do as always, we get caught in our mindset and the excuses want to ravel out. And they're great excuses. You're running a huge life, doing awesome things for your community and beyond. And they're just like, "So." They're like, "So." And then they start giving you really like these simple, actions to take or things to look at. So I love that they were piecing together your transformation to have the result that you want. And that's really what I love about this conversation for this whole entire month, that, we are going to reflect all of you, all of our guests, everybody who's watching the replay, and many of our guests that'll be coming on to have an opportunity to like really sit back and assess January through December. Because I promise you, there has been transformation. There has been transformation happening. And Raquel and I were talking about, we kind of always have this thing like, but I didn't get the whatever that big result is. Maybe you didn't get the result yet, but there has been transformation along the way. If you are keeping that in your awareness, taking committed action steps, some things fall behind on the wayside. We talked about failure a lot this year, and that just gives us other access to other ways to get to that success. And that transformation is happening as we speak right now, even though we don't have a tangible goal yet. What do you think, sis?
When you said that we may not have reached our goal or something along those lines, of course, I'm paraphrasing, and what I heard just overall is you have, but there's steps along the way, so don't discount the small achievements, if you want to put them as small. I just say achievements, and they're all just putting you one step closer. It's kind of like that old adage, how many times can you get rejected from a job, and how does that feel? And you say, hey, this is just putting all these no's are just putting me one step closer to a yes. So thank you all for getting out of the way so that my yes will have a clear path. But in the meantime, the goals that you have reached, though it may not be the major goal or one of, they're putting you closer to that. And if we see it that way and just shift our perspective a little bit, it kind of lifts your spirits. It makes you feel good, like I'm making progress. And we all absolutely are, right? This is not a, it's not a, what is it? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
It's the journey, right? It's the journey. And, listen, we're not going to gloss over that sometimes that journey is got a lot of thick. I think about like hiking. Why I have that in my mind is in my holiday spirit right here. We'll be leaving in a couple of weeks to go and meet the family. We're celebrating early in a beautiful cabin in Georgia. And hiking is a big part of my family's love. Not my favorite, but I am going on that journey with them. And once I'm there, I really am expanding, you know, um, out there in the woods, right? Because they hike, not like simple. But that's what it makes me think of. It's like getting through that thickness, getting out of my own way. That just by me saying yes, and I had already said no. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be at the cabin because if I showed you pictures of the cabin, I'd rather be in the cabin, nice little cup of tea or a nice little hot chocolate, chilling by the fire and being like, see you later, and loving my quiet time. But there's something inside like the family saying, we really want you there. Like we want you there. And that's really like moving to me because, people can just go do their thing. It's really easy. Like you go do you, you and I went away together when we did the Bahamas. We weren't together 24/7, but there is something when somebody asks you with like a real authentic heart, like we would love for you to come with us. We want to support you in whatever that is in your head that says you don't enjoy hiking. And that's what I'm looking at, right? That's the transformation, like going through those steps. And it happened once before, and I did it with Lexi, and I went as far as I went, and I felt so proud. And then I couldn't go past that anymore, really. And she and I went back together and had this amazing conversation. So I'm transforming that mindset of what is that I don't like about it. And I can come up with 1,000 things, right? Oh, it's going to be cold and it's going to be bugs or it's going to be humid, all of those things. But the family being together and doing that together and having that support, rising and thriving together. So that's what it just
Awesome.
makes
I
me think
love
of.
it.
Yeah,
I want to invite our listeners.
it is.
It's December. I don't know how you do December, but for me, December is a time for me to reflect. And ever since I started doing my annual polar plunge on January 1st, what that's done for me is kind of take away New Year's Eve where I get to sit in silence and just reflect and everything I've done throughout the year, what I haven't done, what I want to do, all of that great stuff. Now, can I still do that? Yeah, but you know what? I also want to go out New Year's Eve. I don't get to go out, or I don't go out typically during the year to a party, let's say. But I've been doing that the last 3 years and absolutely loving that part of it. So I take all of December instead of just that one night to sit and reflect. I take 30 days December
Love
to
it.
start reflecting. And I'm actually excited to be starting my vision board this week for 2026. And there are a lot of interesting things on there that I'm going to put them on. And I've already started working towards those goals for 2026. 2025 isn't even finished yet, but I'm already preparing for my goals in 2026 and absolutely loving it, and definitely piecing together everything that took place this year, all the blessings that have taken place, the
Yes.
loss that some of my friends have experienced,
Mm,
and it's part of the journey,
yeah.
you know? And I like that. I like that pace.
I love it. I love it. You know, Raquel has been talking about vision boards. If you've been following us for the past 2.5 years, she has shown her vision boards throughout the years. She showed us what was on her board earlier in the beginning of this year. Um, and she's shown us the year before. And I'm always so amazed because that for her, right, has her be able to, people are visual. People love to visualize, and they say there's tons of research that has shown that if it's more than just thinking, it's like sitting down, and some people say meditate and looking at it. We love to like go through magazines and go through things and literally put them out and put them on there. And I will never forget, Raquel, when you and I reconnected all those years ago when you came back from China, and like you showed me that vision board. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was 2020 or so, 2021. And it was like every single thing on that vision board was there, like that you had. There was one thing, and I'll never forget, it was like this green ring. And we were talking about this green ring. Um, and I just love that. And it's something that I've said I've always wanted to do. I think we did one before
Yeah.
the show. So I'm going to ask the audience out there, hey, like, let us know. Have you thought about vision boarding? Have you done vision boards? Let us know, what that transformation is like for you. Have some of those things, happened, that you put on that vision board? What are some of the things that haven't happened? And guess what? They haven't happened. I'm big into the word yet. That is my year of transformation. The word yet. And that could have some heavy weight to it or not. It really isn't right now. My husband and
Right.
I, yeah, like my husband and I had this conversation about one of the things that I'm always bringing up to awareness and to my consciousness and really wanting to transform is the conversation that I have around money. And many of us, when it comes to money, right? Raise your hand, write in the chat. There's this common theme of scarcity. We have it, and then it goes out the window, right? We have it, and then it's like the car breaks down, the whatever that is. We have it, and or we have something that's a big bill and whatever, and then we don't have the money for it. So it's this scarcity mindset. Now, we're not going to go into that. That's a whole bunch of work that Raquel and I have done and I continue to do for myself all the time. I have tons of strategies and tools and books and communities that I have a conversation is. And so I'm going to brag right here because that's what I'm doing for December. I'm doing the bragging. Women tend to get a bad rap about when we celebrate. We do celebrations. No, I'm bragging. People, I am bragging in a way that I've will honestly say at this moment at 8:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have transformed that mindset. I have not had a scarcity, and I'm talking like more than I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And you guys know I'm honest, where I say it's a day or it's a month. I have really, since October, our last quarter, really took on with all of the topics that we've brought up and brought the guests on, really doing that work around that. And some heavy duty stuff has happened. Heavy duty. I mean, like, you'd say, oh, if you open up your account, it's not exactly the money number that I want to be in there. And same with my husband. And I honestly was like, okay, like that's what's there. And anything can happen in communication. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with my tip today. That when there is that stuckness, when there's that mindset that's in that like our good friend Esther said, the overall chaos, the overall, what did she say? Crazy takes over. If you're like just staying that by yourself, for me, I have to get in communication. And so some of that I've been taking on what Raquel said, to myself first, communication out loud to myself. I have out loud said things in the bathroom, walking around, X, Y, and Z. They might occur as crazy, but it's me getting it out into that space. And then for me, it's putting it on paper. I need to get the what so, what bills, whatever that is, the what so about this money conversation that I'm having, because it usually isn't what I really am having up here. And then get into action. Who do I need to talk to? If it's Josh, if it's calling Raquel, if it's whoever that may be, I get into action. Maybe it's even calling the credit card company to let them know, and things just shift. And I think, Raquel, you were sharing earlier behind the scenes about a really great transformation for you, because you have supported me inside of getting our student loans, right? Like getting that debt cleared. And there's many opportunities. And Raquel gave me that opportunity of checking things out, and she's been working on hers. And I think that's an amazing transformation that you just shared behind the scenes today.
I absolutely love sharing. That's why we all are in the places and in the circles that we're in. And we get information is to share, and to not share information that someone could use or not use at that moment, but maybe they can use it later. You're being selfish. I'm not even trying to mince words. You're just being
Well,
selfish.
yep.
Period. Agree, disagree, doesn't even matter. You're selfish. If you have information, information should be shared with people. If you care about people, you share. What did they say? Sharing is
It's
caring.
caring. Sharing is caring. It's
Get
true.
out there and share your information with folks. Stop keeping it to yourself. You don't know who it can benefit. And so that was all I did. A couple of months ago, like 2 months ago or something, I did a thing. And I called up my girlfriends and I was like, hey, y'all, I did a thing, an adult thing. It was time for me to handle this student loan because it was just a pain in the butt. I don't know how many of y'all out there have student loans? Let us know. Just say me or I, whatever, however you want to get it out there. You have student loans. And if you don't, well, good for you. I've been in school for a long daggone time. Okay. And I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I got all these little songs. I'm hearing the song vibrating in my head. But I can see the end of the daggone student loan. I can. And that's very exciting for me. So if anybody's interested in, well, what did she do? Connect with us. What is it? What's our email address? Info at
Right. Rise and thrive together.
riseandthrivetogether.com. and
Yeah.
and and get involved, share information. I love this. Obviously Regina and I love to share information. That's why we do this is why we do what we do. We've been gifted to do it, first of all, but also because we love to share information and see people actually rise and thrive. That's the essence of life. And with that rising and thriving and everything else, there's also the pruning, which is a conversation
Mm,
that we need to have. And how we see pruning. Most of us see pruning as, oh my God, it's so painful. But it's also so necessary, because think of a plant. I don't know how many of you do any kind of gardening. I don't really do that, but I understand the whole purpose of pruning. And pruning is to make space for growth,
yes.
right? Because if we don't prune the leaves off of plants and all the other places that we prune, where would the growth take place? There'd be no space for it. And so I'm learning and listening about pruning and the purpose of it. And it's interesting because that'll be my message when we host our annual Friends and Family next week. I'm actually
Nice.
going to just talk about pruning and the purpose and the benefits. And let's shift how we see it. It's just a part of the growing pains, but all the pains are part of our lessons.
I
They're
love it.
part of our transformation. And when we get that, when we have challenges, we're not as bombarded by them and overwhelmed. We're like, I get it. There's a lesson here, and I need to get what the lesson is so I can move on.
Yep. You know, that's, I'm going to say, piecing together my year of transformation has been since uh, last fall season. So it's exactly 1 year was when we really got deep into that pruning conversation. And then we've been putting it throughout the year. Many people who know me and follow me are like, oh my goodness, you're so busy. Oh my goodness, you have so much energy. Oh my goodness, all that. Thank you. You know, yes, I do have a lot of energy and I'm involved in a lot of things, but I'm again going to brag and celebrate that from last year to this year, inside of this year of my transformation, was the pruning. I am very, get my hands into many, many things, then have me scattered that doesn't have me committed to really anything. If people can
Mm.
understand that, it's like this hamster wheel. You think you're going somewhere, but you're just going round and round in circles. Now it looks good. It looks good, especially on posts and Instagram, and it looks good when you're talking to people for a short amount of time. It's a small sprint, and we've talked about this throughout the year. It's a sprint, like that last, like to the end. But for me, it's a sprint of like, and then it's like nowhere. You maybe got the result, boom, I'm exhausted. Next thing, it's scattered. So this 1 full year time, I have pruned completely down with regards to what communities I'm part of and how I participate in those communities. And some I have not participated in anymore. No hard feelings, nothing of nothing. I know they're available. They are ready when I'm ready to jump in, you know? And the best part was communicating that to people because I would
Mm.
like to know, you know, we love Rise and Thrive together, or we love our relationship, Raquel and I, but I'd want to communicate with her like, hey, guess what? You know, these next few months are going to be really busy. I know we meet these times, but I'm not going to have that capacity anymore. That's just like, you know, out of respect and out of courtesy. So I did that in those communities. I just want to let you know I've gotten this and this. I acknowledged them, gave them what gave them the acknowledgement that they deserve because they transformed my life. And now, because of that, I'm on to this next thing. And I invite people to those communities. I invite people all the time to say, hey, I'm interested in, you know, connecting. Here's a great community. Here's a great community. But I've stayed tried and true to this community and two other communities. And in that year has been incredible. I am so much more focused, like you were talking about. My energy, maybe people see it, I'm not as exhausted at all. Really, the way we're saying, like, oh, I'm so exhausted. And so much abundance has happened from connections, relationships, financially. And the past few months where things have been a little quiet in my husband's business, my business has picked up. And it's like such a pride to be able to be like, hey, you know, this is how the ebbs and flows go. So I'm very excited and proud of myself in that year of transformation. And I'm looking, like Raquel said, at where I'm going to go into next year. And I'm very committed to two of those communities. And this is one of them. We're not going anywhere, and same with another. But everything else just kind of went to the wayside, and I've communicated to people about it, and people call me and ask me if I'm okay and did they do anything, and it's very humorous to me. But I kind of need to look at that responsibility because I see the impact I make on others. So it's I'm gonna just have people reflect on that, you know, like really just kind of look at where's your time, where's your energy, is it really serving you? I think we talked about this a lot.
Hmm. Absolutely. We have to pay attention to that. I used to be one of those busy little bees. I used to be here, there, and everywhere. And it, like Reg says, it sounds really great in conversation because people are like, oh my gosh, where do you find the energy? And then it's like, you know what? I've done this behavior before. A couple years ago, prior to leaving for China, I was doing this whole, oh my gosh, I've got to get all this done and that and that. And I was all over. And I was all over and I was nowhere at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, and now, I mean, I still am busy, but I'm not busy all over and scattered. I'm very busy with my grading and my teaching. Why? Because I fully understand that is my purpose. That's also my arena for me to practice my public speaking and
Yes.
really and truly get a message out to our young people. Now, I work with young adults. I teach at the college level, university, and I've done that for many, many, many years. But what I'm finding is young people now are kind of different coming out of high school into college. And
Mm,
so I notice that difference, and that's a conversation that I have. And not everyone's going to take to it. And guess what? I'm not for everyone. And I'm good with that, right? Whoever it impacts. But I understand that my success, when I am successful, it's when others are successful and the impact that I've had on their life. And I don't measure it by big or small. You make an impact, you make an impact. A
yep.
small earthquake is going to do some damage, right?
Yep.
So we don't measure, oh my gosh, it wasn't enough. Let's not do that. Let's shift the mindset to I made an impact. And that's why we're here. We're here to impact and empower other people, whether you believe that or not. And I don't care what arena you're in. When you really and truly sit down and think back, you think about the people that you've impacted and the ones that you don't even know you've impacted. It's absolutely incredible. So when it says, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, you are. You may not feel like you are. Feelings are need to be going to school anyway and get trained. But you are absolutely your brother's keeper.
Mm. And here's a perfect example of impact. We're having a conversation, and one of our Rise and Thrive verse from the beginning, Genevieve writes, "Thank you for reminding me what is important for my health." Inside this conversation, Genevieve took the time and something came up for her, and she wrote that. She wrote that out there to share herself and acknowledge us and acknowledge whatever she gets out of the conversation. So thank you, Genevieve, for, you know, just finding something for you to say, yeah, what's important is your health. And we're here. And we're really excited for the next few weeks, guys, because it is going to be like a whirlwind of guests with some crazy conversations as we continue piecing, your year, our year of transformation. Some of the guests you've seen before, some you haven't, and many of you don't even know yet. So, hello, people out there. If you're watching us, you don't even know that you're going to be asked to be on the show. We've got regulars that really, if you look back every time you're on and you're writing something, Raquel and I have seen you. We've heard you, and you have made an impact in our lives and many lives. And again, like she said, whatever big and small is for you. One person in my world, big, big impact. And then you can just expand in whatever that perspective is for you. You can make it bigger, but one person at a time is what we're out to do. And of course, the more that we can ripple effect it and triple effect it and quadruple effect it, fantastic. So I'm really, really excited to see everything that's happening. I, for the first time, can say it has been for me the last quarter. I love the topics that we've had. I love the people that we've had. It has brought me some peace, has brought me some joy, has brought me really like, I'm really proud. I'm really proud. Oh, and the book, right? Like the book, like all of that stuff that came out. I got to say, I finally did listen. I'll be honest, real talk. Book came out. Thank you, everybody who bought it. And I made a mission to get that out there in every, hospital, every single, kid's family, and got Facebook and fundraising, and then has sat with it. And I finally have gotten this week, as again, piecing the transformation together, the book's out to the people that I said I was going to get them out to the hospitals, to the children associations, and I've got more coming along the way, which is fabulous because things happen, right? Things happen, but it just like kind of occurred to me this week, and I was just like, in the past I'd be like, mad at myself and all that stuff. It just occurred to me, and I just was like excited, and I checked in on two people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, oh my God, I'm so glad," and boom, went straight to the mailbox. There was no like upset. It was just breath right back into the commitment. Like that's simple. And that's the type of transformation I'm talking about. letting go of the upset, letting go of the make wrong, letting go of woulda, shoulda, coulda. You're in the present moment at that time to make a choice and to take an action. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to leave that with like the biggest piece of transformation I have. And I'm speaking, like I said, to myself out loud, writing it, and then having you guys hold me accountable.
I love it. I have a question for our listeners, viewers.
Yes, do it. Do it.
How long are you going to live your life looking in the rear view mirror?
Ooh.
How long? Is it that you're going to constantly watch other people live life? Or are you going to get in the rat race? Because I'm telling you, sometimes it feels that way. Are you going to get involved, or are you going to keep living your life in the rearview mirror? Because when you continuously live your life in the rearview mirror, what did you just do? You created your present, and you are creating the same future that you had in the past. So how is that really your future? Like, let's get serious with ourselves and have that conversation. Have that hard conversation before this year comes to a close. Have that conversation with yourself. What is it that you want out of life? And if you don't know, spend time with you. You have to do it or not, right? You can keep living in the rearview mirror. But I promise you, you drive a car and looking in the rearview mirror, you're going to crash every single time. Because you're not looking where you're going because you feel like you have no direction. Pick a way to go. You'll gain direction on the way. People will come to you once you make the hardest thing about anything is making the decision. Once you've made that decision, things will come. People will come. Doors will open that were previously closed. So again, I'll ask you, how long, and we're going to leave you with this question. How long will you continue to live your life looking in the rear view mirror? I want to say, we want to tell you guys, we love you so much. How'd you know that's what I was going to say? We love you so much, and we appreciate you. And we want to see you grow into the person that you want to be. It's going to take work. It's going to take you showing up on the days that you don't feel like it. It's going to take you dealing with the crazy that is all around you. And hopefully at the end of the day, you will say to yourself, I don't do boring. Did y'all check out our guest last week? Absolutely phenomenal. And she does not do boring. My question is to you all, besides rearview mirror, is what do you do? You know what you don't do, but what do you do? And let's work on transforming that from here and going forward into a new year. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I hear you saying yes. Yes.
Yeah. And I got scrolling at the bottom, as always, the shameless plug, and we're proud of it. That Rise and Thrive Together journal. Listen,
Yes.
No matter where you are, questions. I know all of us, everyone somewhere has bought in some type of book or somebody gave it to you. Have you picked it up? Have you used it? Who cares? Just pick it up. If it's not for you, for somebody else. But it's an opportunity when you're stuck, because we gave you questions. So you can't even say, I don't know, because you can pick up the book and then open it up and there's the question. Then you can take it from there and play.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm excited.
And we know that we cannot do this alone, but what can we do? Together, we can rise and thrive. Till next time.
Oh, I'm so excited. Sorry. Till next time. Bye.